to get away from the competition of impress. Don't we know these impressions are causing duress? Why do we fight to see who is viewed as the best, pushing each other down to pass the next test? Why do we focus on promoting instead of strengthening our skill? Don't we know our strongest weapon is our will? I want to get away from all the eyes that can't see. Why are things done the right way looked down upon by thee? Why are we always trying to slip through the narrow crack when there's a definite reward on a wider track? Why is the entitled path always the chosen way? Don't we know that there's something wrong with being served on a silver tray? I want to get away from this facade. Don't we know this act is a bit odd? Why do we ignore the tools we are supposed to use? When will we come out of our caves and realize this ruse? Why do we keep feeding the trick deployed to keep us in the dark? Don't we know that knowing less will only help the abusive sharks? I want to get away from all the expectations. Why do others set such high ones when they know it also hurts them? Why does the system never stop pushing? Don't they know our creative point is breaking? I want to break the latch off this cage. I don't want to be another actor playing a predicted role on their stage. I don't want to be flattened underneath all the blows. I am done putting on the show. I am going to let my colors of creation flow. My name is Bhavya Soni, and I moved to the United States of America when I was only 5 years old. As I entered school in the middle of the year, I was presented with numerous barriers, of which the most prominent was language. Now I want you to imagine a kindergartner who doesn't really know English that well and has a really thick Indian accent. I remember when I couldn't say something in English, I would say it in Hindi, basically Hinglish. My classmates didn't understand me, so finding friends was kind of an issue. Then I did what any other 5-year-old would do. I tried to mimic the way kids then acted, talked, and drew. They didn't like this at all. I pretty much gave up until the 1st grade. There, my teacher loved me. She thought I had potential. This was the approval I'd been yearning for. Another key to my motivation was the treasure box. The gleaming in gold box of toys from the dollar store. This was my inspiration, what got me addicted to success. On one hand, I was motivated to do better academically, but on the other, my parents' expectations of me started to skyrocket. I was turning out to be a good investment. They started expecting great things, and the impression I gave not only my teachers, but my parents was an ecstatic feeling. I loved impressing people. I loved showing them what I was capable of. I loved getting approval in the society because what I wanted more than anything was to stand out. In fact, I felt I needed to stand out if I was going to. I'm going to have any real chance of going to college in the United States. As an Indian on an H-4 visa, I am not only concerned with my immigrant status and as an international student, meaning I do not qualify for certain scholarships or financial assistance, but also potentially being selected from a smaller pool of Asian students, meaning I do not qualify for some financial assistance, and also being selected from a smaller applicant pool at more prestigious universities with larger financial endowments. The rewards of this new treasure box required additional accomplishments, earning 8th place at national math competitions, winning 4th place at the Brain Bee competition, practicing both archery and karate, and even founding a non-profit tutoring service called Knowledge Plus in conjunction with Doral Parks and Recreation. However, as all highs must have lows, the drawbacks were starting to surface. I couldn't keep up. People started having out-of-the-world expectations of what I could do. I was under so much pressure that the drive and creativity that would flow was starting to drip depressively. My parents started to wonder what had changed that caused my exponential progress to plateau. The optimal stress curve predicted my downfall. This Yerkes-Dodson curve dictates that anxiety has a significant effect on performance. Having strong anxiety can impair performance just as much as too little motivation can. So in order to perform to one's potential, one must find a middle ground, which I failed to do. This was my mistake. I invited the sunting with open arms. This entire world, in some shape or form, functions similarly in reference to the optimal stress curve. Our society's foundations lie on the impression we have on the people around us who have connections. In high school, we try to impress our teachers who will write our college recommendations. In college, we try to impress our professors who can get us into the job or internship we dream of. In our job, we try to impress our boss. In our life, we are always trying to impress the person above, because where we are is never enough. The Oxford Dictionary defines greed as intense or selfish desire. But what people fail to realize is that we not only crave monetary gain, but also intangible recognition and fame. As a result, we are also subjected to people's expectations. They constantly expect more. And I'm not saying that this doesn't help us grow, just that too much is never advantageous. So how do we solve this? The answer is to stop advertising our skill and build it instead. Let's try to reach our full potential before publishing our supposed upcoming success. Let's take the time to harness our creativity rather than suffocate it with overpowering expectations that only lead to overconfidence, the biggest threat of all. Overconfidence is boasting about the trophies we haven't received. Overconfidence is raving about the acceptances that hasn't even reached the mailbox. Overconfidence is letting all the expectations and impressions precede reason and rational thought. Overconfidence is trying to predict a desirable future in a multiverse where there are infinite possibilities. This ultimately serves as a setback for future victories. However, we can fix this by becoming more self-aware and realizing what our true drive is. To be honest, I still don't know mine. But once we realize and overcome these striking setbacks, we can mold our innovation beyond what we can boast about and let untamed success roam free. So let's do the unexpected. Show the world our skill with results, not advertisements. I know I'm addicted to success, but I'm not stopping anytime soon to show it off. Thank you.